Well, I congratulate the SKOCH team for achieving this magic number 100, 100 is a number that everybody each one of us like it, especially when we are students, we want those 100 marks, always elusive, we don't get those. And now when you become older, probably you look at that 100 number figure where you want to live 100 years. That's really a magic number that you have achieved. And I congratulate the entire team for reaching this milestone. And with SKOCH, we are so much associated, especially with e-governance. When we do projects and we get the SKOCH award, and it's a kind of a platform where we used to interact with different states, to understand what they're learning, what they're doing, their experiences, the best practices. That's how actually this platform enabled us to share GovTech programs, projects. So coming to today's topic, actually, I was asked to say, talk about Digital Telangana to AI Telangana. So, in fact, this is what Digital Telangana, under Digital Telangana we have done, for the past decade or so. I don't think any one of you, I remember as a child, my father used to take half a day leave to go to pay electricity bill, water bill, and so on. I don't think any one of you needs to do that. Even when I was in college, I really had to bunk to help my father, to pay the bills. Now, I don't think any one of you need to visit a government department to avail services. Either utility bills, birth certificate, that's whatever, income certificates, whatever services that you need from the government. Even in Telangana, even driver's license you can apply online, you can get that renewed also online. So these services, currently we are actually delivering 200 services pertaining to different departments, 27 sectors or 27 departments we call within the government, and through different modes, like one is online services, the second one is kiosk center, because most of our rural folks, they may not be able to use these online services. So kiosk centers are set up to help them, and also for the urban savvy, we have the T-app folio that are offered on mobile. These are the kind of range of services that we are offering under Digital Telangana. And we are also laying this T-fiber, to make broadband available to every nook and corner of Telangana, especially to our villages. These are the numbers that you can look at, 1 crore households, 3.5 crore population, and it will be around 10 Mbps for each household is what we are looking at. Of course, added to this, we have our own state data center. So this is the foundation layer that has been built for almost 2 decades. That is helping us to leapfrog to AI in Telangana. So before I move on to the next slide, in this context, since the 100 number, it really fascinates me. 2 years back, McKinsey's global partner was here in India, in Mumbai or Delhi, I don't remember. He made a statement that really, resonated with each one of us. It made headlines in newspapers. So all along we were thinking this is India's decade, but what he said was, this is just not India's decade, but it's India's century, he said. And in order to make it India's century, what he said, we need 3 ingredients. One is talent, as Abhishek Singh sir already spoke about it. India would be supplying 20% of the world's talent, that's what he said. Second, of course, is manufacturing, where we need to actually shore up our infrastructure, whatever is required to do that. Third one, which is relevant for today's talk, is digitalization. I'll be focusing on the third part. So, in order to really make this century as India's century, we need to up our ante on the digital scale. Of course, all the 3 are there, but the third one is relevant for us today, for this particular session. So, we believe, in order to actually achieve that target or achieve that ambition, 3 key ingredients from each government side will be required. One is policy enablement. Second is data, because we're going to talk about AI, right? Third is, of course, collaborate to innovate. These 3, I would just briefly take you through this. So policy enablement for the emerging technologies, for each of the technology, we came out with policy frameworks, and more so for the AI, which I give you a glimpse of it, because this actually serves as a guiding document or a guiding, light for the department. Foundational pillars will be listed out in these documents. Different technologies require different interventions from the government. So all are listed in this, and this has become the bedrock for us, for advancing emerging technologies in the state of Telangana. On the right side, if you look at it, these are the centers of excellences that we have set up, because if you are coming out of the framework policy, it's just a document. Unless you actually implement that, it remains as a document in one of the shelves, So, but we actually translate into executing bodies, executing entities, that's what we call. We set up Center of Excellence, and for AI, we set up Telangana AI Mission. Again, we work with partners, across the spectrum. It could be startups, it could be enterprises, it could be civil societies, foundations, and so on. So for AI, we set up Telangana AI Mission. And as Abhishek sir already mentioned, we declared 2020 as the year of AI. So we started working on AI since 2020. And these are the 6 pillars that we've identified since that, in that year. Again, data exchange, data skilling, governance. I'm not getting into the details of this because already, Abhishek Singh ji has talked about this. But we have done considerable work in each of these areas, And this is the framework. Secondly, as I said, first is policy frameworks that we have done, and we are executing the framework. Second, as I said, is data. And the first thing that we did in terms of data is we made all the data sets related to different departments available on a public portal. It's called Open Data Portal. It's right now out there, about 4.5, or 45,000 data sets are already available pertaining to 38 sectors, and we have so many users, startups are actually using this data. So when we started working with the startups, on very innovative solutions, we realized this kind of data, while it's useful, but they needed a platform where they can exchange data, they can make it available on to others as well. So we came up with an agriculture data exchange platform. This is the next step, after making the public data sets available. This we built the agriculture data exchange platform. So now today we are making available most critical agricultural data sets available on the platform. 60 lakh farmers database is available on this platform right now. And as we speak, HDFC, one of the largest bank in India, is offering loans to farmers using this platform, the data from this platform. So this, now we have achieved this. Now moving to the further, to another step is we are setting up Telangana Data Exchange platform. This particular concept of ADEX, we are extending to every sector, healthcare, transportation, education, and so on. So on the data front, this is what we have done, because as you all know, data is the key to AI, right? So whatever government data sets are available out there, we'll make it available on these platforms. So we have covered, first policy framework, second data, and third innovation. So we work with various partners, be it enterprises, startups, or foundations, and so on. And today we are, as Bharatji said, you have your own story. I think each project in this is a story which, if I can take hours and hours to tell you, each creates an impact. Just to take one or two in this, for example, transport iRaste, you have it here. In fact, we are using ADAS devices, advanced driver collision assistant devices, on the public transport. And why did we do that? Because, deaths due to accidents is one of the largest causes in India. And deaths due to these road fatalities, the numbers in India is much, much higher than any other country. This article was published a few weeks back in major newspapers too. So it seems the statistics say every 3 minutes a person dies because of an accident. This person is in the age group of 18 to 35, very productive age group. So, well, we have laws and people enforcement, we ask them to comply, but nothing seems to be working. So we thought, can we try out technology to address this problem? Because Government of India also has this objective of reducing the accidents to 50%, and dramatically it worked. We actually implemented this in 200 buses, and after 6 months, when we carried out the evaluation, the number of accidents got down to 40%. That's a huge impact that we have created. So that's one story that I wanted to share. The second one is agriculture, where we have implemented a number of AI solutions. AI for quality assaying, AI for advisories, climate advisories, and so on. I'm not getting the details again, but again, after the impact study, we notice that there is a 20% income for the farmer, because of this intervention. Initially, we started with 7,000 farmers. Now we have extended that program to 50,000 farmers. Again, a foundation is actually helping us to implement this program, and it is supported by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. The third one is forests. Again, we talk about climate change, degradation of forests, extinction of species, and so on. We actually walk the talk. So we implemented an AI tool that is now today helping the forest department to monitor vast acres of forest land. It can identify 20 species of animals and their movements. And they came back to us and said, we want real-time information, like as and when a poaching is happening, as and when a tiger is being captured, as and when somebody actually throws some fire happens, or some illegal persons roaming around the forest. So we are actually installing AI cameras with edge computing. Probably in another couple of months that solution will be ready. So these are the kind of impact. Another one that I did not put out here is, again, as someone talked about it, a mental wellness solution that we are releasing in the next week or 10 days. The state is celebrating its anniversary celebrations. The new government was in place last year. So during those celebrations, we are actually launching another it's not mental wellness application, but it's actually the two Telugu states. I'm not sure about the other states. Most of in those states, most of the young students, as young as 10 years, 12 years, they're actually consuming drugs. We have set up an anti-narcotics board, the police department, they're doing everything they can. So we went to them to ask if we can help in any way in use technology to combat that menace. They said, okay, theek hai, we don't need anything internally, but can you help us in one thing? What they asked is, most of the parents, they don't go out and talk to people, about this, because it's like social stigma. They really don't want to divulge details about the children, consuming drugs or something. Can you give us a tool where the parent, in the comfort of their homes, they'll be able to administer this tool, and they should be able to gauge whether a student is actually consuming drugs. So we again, ran a grand challenge, and 10 startups, something applied out of that, 3, and finally United We Care is a startup that's working on, they have a mental wellness solution. And initial pilot when they did that, for a couple of schools, the department told us they could identify 500 little children, who are consuming. So in a way, we are saving lives, So that now we are launching it, the entire, in the Hyderabad city, initially we have chosen to roll it out on the school. So these are the kind of stories that we are creating using AI, creating impact to solve problems. So I said, first, policy frameworks, data, and third, innovation. So all the 3 pillars that I've covered, I've talked about all these projects. So finally, this is the last slide. So while we have done so much, we also wanted to understand where we are, what else we need to do. I know there is a lot to do. So we actually, during the Global AI Summit that we organized in the month of September, we actually again relooked at a strategy document, and we came out with what you call an AI implementation roadmap, and we again came up with these pillars. Again, AI-equipped government, as Samit ji was talking about, US has actually, appointed Musk, right, to look at the efficiency of the government. So we named it as AI-equipped government, where services will be powered by AI. POC to scale journeys is one of the things that we are looking at. Data sets, again, I already talked about. Models also we are looking at now. And annotation hubs. We want to set up annotation hubs in rural tier 2 and tier 3 cities. And in this context, I would like to mention recently, we are working with Karyas, a young startup. They're actually taking these annotation tools to rural women in the remote part of, various districts. So digital tools are given to these women to annotate data sets. In a way, we are actually teaching them use of digital tools, digital literacy, and also making them aware how, AI works. Very rudimentary AI, I would say, but that's what we are doing with Karya, and SOIT is another organization that we are working with. Then AI skill population, Abhishek Singh sir already talked about it. They are looking at even training the, give basic AI skills to the citizens as well, because they need to understand how AI impacts them, how they, they can use AI, because if you have an awareness in AI, probably they become better customers even for businesses also. Not only that, we want to have an AI, aware population. That's the reason we have. And again, schools, colleges, we have actually trained 30,000 students so far. We were focusing on the students, but now that spectrum, we are actually covering end-to-end from citizens to even employed professionals. It's a, broader spectrum that we are looking at. And apart from that, we have been working for the last 3 years to enhance the AI ecosystem. Compute capacity, we have signed an MOU with, different providers to increase the compute. Initially 4,000 GPUs is what we are looking at in phase 1, and slowly extend it to larger numbers. Then during the AI summit, our Chief Minister and the IT Minister have launched the AI City, wherein we want to bring the entire ecosystem at one place, and we are naming it as AI Future City. So these are the various initiatives of the Telangana government in terms of using AI. So this is my last slide, but before closing, I just want to, these are again various initiatives, that we are working. September, we launched the AI Summit, and these are the various partners that we are working. For citizen services, Gen AI, we are going to use. And one last Sarvam AI, what we are looking at, sir also spoke about, large language models. So most of our rural folks, they cannot, I would say, read and write English, right? So we are looking at developing, solutions that they can just use speech, A rural woman in a remote part of Telangana can actually just take a mobile app and say, I need a 2-bedroom house, whatever that service that she wants from the government. See, this solution should be able to verify who she is, where she is from. Of course, she need to answer certain and deliver whatever is required. So that's the level of service that we are looking at by developing these Telugu LLMs. We are partnering with all these partners. I don't want to get into the details, but work is happening at a swift pace. And finally, concluding, this again the AI city. I've already talked about it. Compute. We also are looking at setting up big tech R&D centers, in the AI city. And another one is we are planning to set up 10 centers of excellence in AI. 2 already we have identified. One is healthcare, the other is in gaming, AI and gaming. That's another industry that's booming. We are still talking to different partners to identify other center of excellences in AI. Well, finally concluding, I think this is the time for India, this AI revolution. And if we truly want to leverage this potential of AI, the governments are already doing a lot. So the vision is already there, vision is required. The vision, the leadership and coherent action from the government would truly make us, not just leapfrogs, but actually pole vault to this new era of digitalization. And I think India at 100, because you're talking about 100 summit, India at 100 would become a best place to live and to work for. Thank you.